Chevrolet. In row 2, there's Todd Bodine in the Urban car. And beside him comes Tracy Leslie. In row 3 for this afternoon's action, Bobby Hillen, great qualifying effort. And Hermie Sadler from Virginia. In row 4, it's the current point leader, David Green, and Mike Magic Shoes McLaughlin. In row 5, winner in May, Phil Parsons, and Jason Keller, outstanding qualifying run. In row 6 today, Tim Bender, the former snowmobile world champion, and Dale Jarrett. As to the rest of the field this afternoon, goes like this. In row 7, it's Bobby Labonte and Larry Pearson, twice national champion, Chad Little and Terry Labonte in row 8. Going to row 9, there's Kenny Wallace and Michael Waltrip, a former winner here at Charlotte, GN. Derek Cope and Dale Earnhardt. There in row 10. Row 11 today is Stevie Reeves from Indiana, Elton Sawyer on the inside. Row 12, Gant and Marlin. In row 13 will be Stanton Barrett back since that time he was in an incident here in May, and Dave Resendez, Jim Bound and Joe Bessie from Scarborough, Maine in row 14. Row 15 today is Doug Heveron and Rodney Combs. Row 16 is Ricky Craven, currently number 2 in points, and Dennis Setzer. For row 17, Bobby Dotter from Chicago was there. Johnny Benson alongside. Roy Payne and Ken Schrader make up row 18. Row 19, Jimmy Hensley and Robert Presley. Tim Fedua and Jeff Green are back there in row 20. The 21st row is Dirk Stevens and David Bonnet made the field. Row 22, Kevin LePage from Shelburne, Vermont, and Ed Berry are there. And rounding out the field, provisional starter Steve Grissom, defending Grand National champion. Himself all the way in the back end of this field as they get ready to go, DW.
Yeah, Grissom had to take a provisional in today's race. He had to take a provisional in tomorrow's race, too. So he's improvising, I guess you could say, to get into these races this weekend.
Let's take a look at this MasterCard race analysis. There you see the posted awards. It's a big field of cars. They had a big field like this at Loudon, 45 strong. That 141-mile-an-hour record, Sam Ard, back when you were doing so well in this, 83.
Oh yeah, that was the era.
And we're going to take a moment right now and go down to the garage area for a very special interview. Standing by is Randy Pemberton with somebody you want to meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, proud to introduce someone we've been missing in this sport for a few weeks. Ernie Irvan standing by. His car is on the grid today. Ernie, first question. You look good. How are you feeling?
Feeling really good. You know, 2 weeks ago I didn't really think I'd be feeling this good, but you know, everything's really shaping up, and sure like to be here racing.
It's the first race that you've been to. Of course, your car's starting third today.
Yeah, I tell you, you know, Todd's really done a good job with us, and you know, he qualified third, and I'm really running good in practice. So just got done having a few words with him, and you know, told him that they paid for the last lap. So I'm interested in seeing how he'll do.
Ernie, we, as well as all the fans across the country and around the world, glad to see you back.
Well, I tell you, you know, a lot of the prayers and everything were answered, and let me be here today.
Enjoy the race today.
Thanks.
And we hope you folks at home will enjoy the race today. This is the one that has that intermission at the midway. Lines them all back up for the second half. It's always a thriller, always spectacular when you see Grand National at Charlotte. Defending champion and pole sitter Mark Martin, onboard camera 176.696 to break Bobby Dodder's mark, 174. And here's Scarborough, Maine's Joe Bessie. The Duraloo, car number 97, getting ready to go to work. Pace car is coming in. And Derek Cope will carry a camera in the Allison Zook Alliance car as we come down for that green flag, and we're underway. Martin and Nemechek bring them to the line. Welcome to TBS live coverage of the All-Pro Bumper-to-Bumper 300.
Okay, we had just a little rain here just before the start of the race, but it was very light, and I don't think it'll have any effect on the racetrack whatsoever, and looks like a good, clean start.
Jason Keller, who had qualified so well, went side-by-side for the lead here in the early going. And he had to change cars, so he fell back to the rear on that start. Through 4 for the first time.
Well, they look good, Ken. They're 2 abreast back through the field just about like they started, and it's a good, clean start, like I said. And I tell you, you might as well get get all the feel of these V6 engines you want, because next year you won't hear the hum of these babies. They're going to V8s next year, and we won't have to listen to these loud old V6s anymore.
Kind of shrill, aren't they?
Oh, they are. They bust your eardrums. They really are loud.
Well, Dr. Dick Bergeron was remarking before the race, look at this battle further back. There's McLaughlin, 5th place, going up and around Bobby Hillen, the black number 99. We may see a lot of engines expire because it is the end of the 6-cylinder series, and they'll be knitting a few of these together and maybe not putting quite as much work into them as they did a year ago.
Well, V6s are high-maintenance engines. They take the V6 Buick takes a crankshaft about every 2 or 3 races, and they are high maintenance, but I'm sure guys will be trying to milk all out of them they can for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Take a look at Hermie Sadler down on the bottom as he continues to fight his way through. McLaughlin closing right up in there.
Boy, I tell you, Ken, this is nerve-wracking racing right here. If anything happens here in the front of these cars that are running 3rd, 4th, and on back, we're lined up too wide right here. This is really, really close racing. I hope everything stays close and tight.
At 28 car, Todd Bodine right in there as they stay 2 abreast all the way around. Take a look at this pack, the second pack. The 2 leaders have busted away out there. Martin and Nemechek have drawn away by 20-25 car. This is for second spot, and it's about a 30-car shootout for it
I don't think I've never seen racing like this at Charlotte. This is more like Daytona and Talladega, and the cars are sticking so well, this new surface, and the tires are great. And the guys, I know it looks bad, but I'm sure they're having a lot of fun. Oh, we got a blown engine on Earnhardt.
Whoa. Trying to get out from behind Labonte. That venting car around as Earnhardt expires early. And remember, he blew up big time yesterday, too. Well, having much fun here this week.
I know Earnhardt's not on a tight budget, but he might be trying to get all out of those V6s he can for next year.
2 2/10 the difference between Nemechek and now Martin in second. Back to the 3rd place man, who now becomes Todd Bodine. He moves around Hermie Sadler. 5 laps are complete. And the first 100 to be run here this afternoon.
Well, this is just about the point, Kim, when the tires are starting to kind of neutral up and the cars are freeing up a little bit. And this is when you can see some excitement if we're not careful here.
All this double file running, and triple is allowing the 2 leaders, Nemechek and Martin, to draw away. The advantage continues to grow.
Well, they are right where every race driver would like to be. Way out in front of this Marley back here and behind them that it's just got disaster written all over it.
They had the tarps on about half the cars 15 minutes before the race. Put that out of your mind, or does it make you a little tentative when you come down to that line, DW?
Well, you think about it, but again, we've got so much grip here with this new surface that it's not really hurting it at all. I mean, it's made the track maybe even better, may have cooled it off a tad.
Take a look at this interval, folks. There you see the 2 leaders, and that at lap 7, 3 4/10 of a second, Darrell, from that 2nd to 3rd place runner.
Well, unlike the past year where maybe drafting wasn't a big factor, we're running 180 miles an hour down these straightaways.
In the wall.
Todd Bodine.
Ernie Irvin's car slapped right in there, and he's got a tire rubbing.
He does, and he's right in the way, and oh goodness, he's going to get right up in front of the field before he gets down into pit lane.
Drops it down through 4.
Everybody did a great job, Ken, in getting around that race car. The spotter, that's where a spotter really was the key to that.
Take a look at this. That's Bobby Hillen in the 99. How fast?
I don't believe that Bobby really got into Todd. I believe that Todd's car Bobby took the air off the front of the car, and the car jumped into the fence.
How fast down in there off 2?
Well, off of 2, you know, we're running 180 on the straights. He's doing about 165 or 70 off that corner.
Working the 10th lap right now, the 2 leaders, Nemechek and Martin, on pit road. Getting some service for car number 28 is Todd Bodine. Dick Bergeron has a report on Dale Earnhardt.
Well, we're used to seeing you run real fast, but usually not run this short. What happened to it? Did you blow it?
Yeah, it's the 2nd engine we broke this week. Really not good for us. You know, we try to give Jim Goodrich a good day's work for our pay, and we've not done that lately. So we're going to have to definitely research our program before we go to Rockingham and see if we can't come up with some better engine program.
Well, the V8s that they'll run next year should be more reliable than these V6s.
Well, there's another car smoking here, the 92 car, Larry Pearson. He just brought up a big ball of smoke coming out of turn 4 here. We'll have to keep an eye on him.
Earnhardt, who qualified 20th, first retiree from the race, and that before 10 laps was completed. Now the Stanley Tool cars with Larry Pearson having some trouble out here.
Well, we were talking about drafting a little bit ago, Ken, and the reason that these two front cars are able to pull away the way they have been is because there's such a race going on back in the field here. These guys are running 2 and 3 wide, and they're slowing themselves down, and the two front guys are just pulling away just by several hundredths a lap.
Larry Pearson, who had been running in night, showing some smoke. Another retiree about to come in. We've completed 11 under green thus far, folks, at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the preview to the 500 tomorrow. Sunday night live. 15 laps complete as Nemechek and Martin continue to waltz away from the field, building up a tremendous advantage. There you see them down the back straightaway up on the 24-degree banking of 3 and 4. Had Larry Pearson pit back in the second time. Take a look at that interval. Was the Ernie Irvin car. Todd Bodine, he's back out, so he's gone a couple laps down. Remember that guy we were talking about that started 45th today, defending national champion Steve Grissom? What a run he's making. Take a look at that number 31, the blue car. Up to 20th position, Darrell.
Yeah, he really took advantage of some of that side-by-side racing and was able to get by a lot of guys there on the start. And I tell you, Ken, attrition is going to be a big factor in this race. That's becoming pretty obvious, too.
There he is, knocking on the door of Kenny Wallace. So that would be, he's challenging for 17th. He's taken Schrader, and he's taken Tracy Leslie in the 72 as well.
Yeah, he's closed up on the back of Kenny Wallace here, and that car is flying. He really is getting the job done.
Let's take a look at the Napa rundown. You see them after 15 laps of the 200 complete. Remember, we have a midway break, which is really a 5-lap caution period, but you can't lose any spots while you're on pit road. We'll tell you more about that later. Look at Chad Little whistling down on the inside as he tries to keep himself in contention for the national title. Currently lying third. That's the yellow and black number 23. Last time he was on this track, he was the victim of a crash going to turn number 1. Little broke a leg. In the Allison Zip car, Derek Cope giving you these remarkable pictures right up on Tim Bender. Gets down to the inside.
Cope won a race earlier this year at New Hampshire in that car, and that's Red Farmer is the crew chief on that car, and Cope drives, and that's Bobby Allison's. And the Zook have gone together there and created an alliance.
14th. Got trouble up in turn number 4. One car snags the wall. That's Schrader, and he brings out the yellow. First caution of the day at lap 19. The AC Delco car of Schrader just got up high coming through 3 and couldn't get it down. And he's going right to the garage area in car number 52. You can see the back end of that car sandwich. Bad day for Ken Schrader.
Ken, there's so many unknowns about a new surface like this. The tires, the track itself, what will it take? What will the cars be able to do? And I think what we're seeing here is some guys that are kind of stretching the envelope just a little bit. Yeah, he just lost the back end, came out from that car there in that infamous 3 and 4, and he got it up into the wall, and of course it did really significant damage. He's really lucky right here. The wheels are turned to the left, and the car just comes right down into the pit lane, right in front of oncoming traffic at about 175 miles an hour. So the spotters, again, I just can't say enough about what the spotters do for these race cars.
We'll take a break right now in the first caution period at lap number 20 with Joe Nemechek in first, Mark Martin in second, and McQueen